Everyone, this is a beautiful day that I never seen before. So I am blessed to see a new day that I never seen before. Because we have to remember that tomorrow is not promised us. So I'm so blessed to be here today. Second, I would like to introduce my very beautiful and amazing co-host, Miss Attorney Filis.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much. Now, this is actually Mrs. Scott's second appearance today here at Radio DeBong.
Yes.
She was just on Chai Time.
Yes.
And I got to hear some of that show. And so she is warmed up and ready to go.
Ready to go. Okay. Next, we want to introduce our DJ, Mr. Tariq Khan. Okay, Tariq.
Hello, how are you guys doing?
So I have a question for you.
Yes.
What did you get your father for his birthday?
Yes.
Happy birthday, Mr. Khan.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Belated.
We'll say happy birthday. Happy belated birthday.
But yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I had got a cake and stuff like that, and threw a little get together in the office, you know.
Right, okay.
Then he had to get together later on and stuff, and that was a lot of fun and whatnot. So.
All right. Pictures are going to be posted later. Okay.
Yes. We want to make sure they are. It's later. Okay. Attorney Phyllis, you can go ahead and take it away.
Okay. Well, as you know, November, we're celebrating a lot of our veterans.
Right.
Mrs. Scott has a program with her nonprofit called Safe Diversity Communities. And with her program, she honors vets every month. But November's special. And this month, we're going to talk about her husband and his contributions to the community, and him being a veteran. We like to honor him, and so we award veterans in the community because of Mr. Scott.
All righty, and the program is named the Otis Scott Veteran Hero Award. So my organization decided that we're not going to honor veterans just in November the 11th. We want to honor veterans every day because we want to thank them for their service. We really don't know what they go through, so we want to thank them every month. It's so many, you know. A lot of other people could be doing this because there's so many veterans out there we want to thank for their services because you don't know what they are going through. And my husband, when he was in service, he came back and our lives was never the same. Our lives was up and down and around and all because when he went back in the day when he went into service, it was called a buddy plan. So he went to service, him and his buddy, but his buddy, his best friend got killed in service while they was there. So he never got over that. So we need to just thank them every day. If you see a veteran, say, I thank you for your service. And also you have to remember all of the parents and wives and kids that the veterans go to war that don't come home.
Oh.
That is really sad. So we really need to tell them when you see a veteran, say just thank you for your service because this means a lot. So it's so important. We have honored a lot of veterans this year, leading up into next month. We've honored about 18 to 20 veterans, and hopefully that we can do more next year. So I later on at the end, I would kind of call out some of their names, but we just wanted to say to the veterans, Happy Veterans Day to you, and that means a lot.
We also today are going to be talking about Epilepsy Awareness Month. So for November, there's a lot of conditions and disabilities that are focused on to bring awareness to the community. But for epilepsy, when I've done my research on it, it just remains mysterious to me.
Yes.
There are so many people in the world, 65 million, that suffer from epilepsy.
65 million, that's a lot.
And so later on in our final segment, we're going to have Dr. Joshua Roenberg with Houston Specialty Clinic, and we're going to have a parent's perspective with Miss Eva Scott Orlop. Now, we already have... Sharon. We have Sharon. Okay, Sharon Jenkins. Officer Sharon Jenkins is on. Has called in, and we're ready to talk to her.
Hello, Miss Sharon. Go ahead. Thank you, Miss Sharon, for calling in today. She's one of our female veterans. Go ahead, Miss Sharon.
Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to be on the show with Thelma Scott. She is a BFF of mine. Yes, and I had the distinct honor of being one of the first veterans to receive the Distinguished Otis Scott Award for Veterans. And I want to thank her because sometimes the women in the military are forgotten. And I just thank you, Thelma, for not forgetting us.
Yes, Mrs. Scott is so good about that. She and her family have acknowledged veterans in so many different programs all year round. Mrs. Scott, you said you had honored Officer Jenkins already?
Yes, Officer Jenkins. She was the first one that got the award. When I started it in 2017, she was the first one honored as the Otis Scott Hero Award of the Year. So she got a trophy, right, Miss Sharon?
Absolutely. I'm looking at it right now.
Are you? Okay, well, you need to show it on Facebook Live. We need to see that award you got.
I'll take a picture and put it on Facebook Live. But one of the things that I'm really very pleased with is Thelma and her awesome mission. 20 years she's been in the trenches fighting for parents and students with disabilities and their parents. And I have not known anyone who has been more focused and more purpose to do a God work like Thelma. So kudos to you, Thelma. You know I love you, but I respect you highly for the work that you've done.
All right, sweetheart. Thank you so much for being a part of my program and just being a friend. Thank you so much.
Which branch were you with?
I was in the Army I caught the tail end of the Vietnam era war. So I'm really telling my age, aren't I?
Yes, you are. Go ahead.
I was one of the last women in the Women's Army Corps before they made everybody, the same. So I remember dearly the uniforms and being fit, polished, and everything in place. And when you're young, that's important. And so I remember all of that. But most importantly, I remember having the privilege of serving God and honoring my country by serving my country.
That's so beautiful, so beautiful. We thank you for your service, Miss Sharon. We thank you so much. You can't ever forget that.
Thank you for yours. And thank you for yours, Thelma.
Okay.
We have had a lot of programs over the years, and with Ms. Jenkins, has she been a part of your monthly
She's been a part
outreach?
of it. I've been knowing her. I met her after my husband passed in 2008, so I've been knowing Miss Sharon for about 12 years, so she's been there.
How did y'all meet?
Miss Sharon, how did we meet? At some event you was having, and she is the master communicator. She one that writes books, and I was at one of her events, and I met her at one of your events.
Oh, yes. I was probably doing...
Yeah, she's a master communicator.
Yes. I was doing an office writing summit, and there was the beautiful, vivacious Thelma Scott.
Very nice.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much. We're going to wrap up this segment and cut to commercial. You're listening to the Embracing Diversity Show with Mrs. Thelma Scott and Attorney Phyllis. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in a few.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
घर हो खरीदना रीफाइनेंसिंग लोन की जरूरत जब आए याद रखना
Oh, good.
सबसे जल्दी 15 दिन में लोन भी क्लोज करवाए जी हाँ कॉल करें असलम भाई ऑफ लिबर्टी होम मॉर्गेज 713-955-4675 713-955-4675 या फिर जाएं libertyhomemortgage.com
जिंदगी में हादसा एक बार होता है पर हमेशा याद रहता है। एक्सीडेंट हो जाए तो कौन आपके बिल्स पे करेगा? आपको जरूरत है एक ऐसे अटॉर्नी की जो आपके साथ खड़ा रहे। जेम्स पर्किंस आपके हक के लिए इंश्योरेंस कंपनी से लड़ेगा। जेम्स पर्किंस आपके हक का पैसा आपको दिलवाएगा। जेम्स पर्किंस आपका केस जीतेगा तभी अपनी फीस लेगा। जेम्स पर्किंस 30 साल से पर्सनल इंजरी और एक्सीडेंट क्लेम केसेस जीत रहा है। अपने केस की फ्री असेसमेंट करवाएं। आपकी जबान में बात करें। अभी कॉल करें 713-781-0660 713-781-0660।
अरे भाई इस शादी की तकरीब में तो बड़ी रोशनियां हैं, हर तरफ जगमग जगमग। भाई तुम भी आए हो, इधर आओ।
जी आंटी।
अरे इतने बुझे बुझे क्यों लग रहे हो?
जी कुछ नहीं।
भाई माशाल्लाह तुम भी अब शादी की उम्र का हो गए हो।
और कोई ऑप्शन भी नहीं था।
Okay, so I've never.
नेक्स्ट
जी आंटी।
That's good. Yes.
गुड्डू के बेटे का अभी का
So
कितना
I'll let
शानदार
you
है, हर
talk
जगह बल्ब टिमटिमा रहे। ओए
to
होए,
Major
तुम भी आए
Martin.
हो।
जी आंटी।
भाई सुना है तुम्हारी शादी हो गई।
जी,
I
क्या
have
कर
not
सकते
met
हैं?
him
हाँ, तुम
before,
तो
so
खबरी खत
that's
सुना रहे हो। अगली बारी तुम्हारी। नेक्स्ट।
जी आंटी। अरे क्या हुआ आंटी जी, इतने अंधेरे में बुझी बुझी क्यों बैठी हैं?
भाई तुम्हारे फुप्पा 95 साल की उम्र में भरी जवानी में छोड़ के चले गए।
आय हाय 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 हाय।
कुछ ना पूछो।
ओए 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 ओए। तो फिर अगली बारी आपकी हो जाए। नेक्स्ट।
चल हट, मरे हमारे दुश्मन, जला दो सारे घर की रोशनी और फानूस। जब हमारे पास हो डिस्काउंट पावर तो घरों और दिलों में अंधेरा क्यों रहे?
जी आंटी, मुझे दिलों में रोशनियां जगाए।
Go to discountpowertx.com/promotions and sign up today. Discount Power PUCT number 10177.
You hear that? That's the sound of joy. That's the sound of confidence, knowing that my brand new RAV4 XLE is loaded with safety features to protect my family. It's the sound of gratitude, knowing that Shahid Usmani and his team at Sterling McCall Toyota went above and beyond to make sure that my family got the car that is perfect for us. That's my wife and baby enjoying our new sunroof. Call Shahid Usmani today at 713-270-3948 or visit online at sterlingmccall.com.
Was Halal Meat and Fish Market, 11920 South Highway 6, Sugarland 77479. Spend $100 and one free organic chicken on us. Number to call 832-351-3970. Was Halal Meat and Fish Market.
जब मौसम हो सुहाना और पकोड़ों से बात ना बने तो चाहिए होता है टेस्टी।
जब बीवी हो जाए नाराज तो चाहिए आपको कुछ टेस्टी।
जब बॉस आप पर बरस पड़े और मूड हो जाए खराब तो खाने का दिल करता है कुछ टेस्टी।
जब मूड हो आराम करने का तो चाहिए होता है टेस्टी।
Tasty pizza and halal wings. An exquisite blend of Desi and American flavors with 2 locations on Hillcroft and Highway 6. To order, call 713-777-8222 or 281-530-8222.
वक्त बुरा हो या अच्छा,
दिल चाहे tasty.
कितना रश है ना?
अरे सबोए का खाना है, रश तो होगा ही।
वही तो, सब ऑर्डर भी तो यहीं से करते। अरे कहाँ चले आ रहे हो?
कौन, मैं?
हाँ तुम, मेरा पीछे तो देखो पीछे।
इतनी लंबी लाइन, ये क्यों?
तो क्या तुम्हें नहीं पता चला कि यहाँ पे सब सबोए के खाने का ऑर्डर करने के लिए आए?
और आपको नहीं पता चला?
मुझे क्या पता चलना था? लेकिन नजमा की बेटी की शादी पे हो गई।
अबे छोड़ नजमा को।
हाँ तो क्या पता चलना था मुझे?
अब आप सबोए का खाना ऑनलाइन भी ऑर्डर कर सकते हैं। SavoyRestaurantHouston.com।
तो तुम्हारे कहने का मकसद है निहारी, पाया, कीमा, कढ़ाई, चिकन, ग्रिल्ड आइटम्स, हलवा पूरी सब कुछ ऑनलाइन ऑर्डर हो सकता है?
हाँ बिल्कुल हो सकता है। और उसके साथ साथ इनका वीकेंड ब्रेकफास्ट तो फेमस है ही।
तो फिर आज ही आइए, डाइन इन कीजिए या ऑर्डर ऑनलाइन, ओनली एट सवोय रेस्टोरेंट।
ओए होए सवोय।
Welcome back, everyone. This is the Embracing Diversity Show with Mrs. Thelma Scott and Attorney Phyllis. We have a caller on the line, and Mrs. Scott, you know of a Major Martin?
Major Martin, are you there?
I'm here. Hi, how are you guys doing?
Hello, you doing all right today?
I'm doing awesome, thank you.
Well, I'm holding up your picture where you was one of our veterans honorees for March. So I got that flyer with me, so I want to hold up and show everybody you was one of our honorees, and we're having you to call in since you're a major and talk to us a little bit about veterans, since this month is Veteran Awareness Month. So thank you for being a part of our show today. So you have something that you'd like to tell us today?
Well, first of all, let me say that I appreciate the invite. something that struck me. I was watching a local news show a couple of weeks ago, and there was a local gentleman. He was in his 90s, and he had done an interview with a local news program that says that, as a veteran, he felt forgotten, and so the reporter was nice enough to get his permission, and he gave out his number on the air, and there was an outpouring of calls and support that came in just to let that gentleman know that he wasn't in fact forgotten, and that we still remember what veterans have fought for all of us. That's kind of like the theme that I wanted to talk about today with regards to veterans. I'm 49 years old. I retired from the Marine Corps, and I'm on a second career. And so I don't think, for the most part, I don't feel forgotten. But I can understand where they're from being in a combat environment and seeing some of the things that, I'm sure other people who were in my situation have seen and gone through. And those who might not be as fortunate as I am to have come back and reintegrate into the civilian life and have a career that keeps us fulfilled, that they sometimes might feel forgotten. And so I just want to encourage everybody who's listening today to take the opportunity to say thank you and remind that person that they understand that they're the 1% of us who have gone forward to fight, and so that we can enjoy the freedoms that we enjoy today.
All right. Thank you so much for that beautiful message. I was just saying earlier that there's something that we need to do if we come in contact with a veteran, their family. We need to thank them for their service because it's so important. Because we don't know what you guys go through once you go off the war and come home, either the ones that don't come home. So that means a lot. So thank you so much for that message, and thank you for calling in. And again, we thank you for being one of our honorees in March. And
That's right.
I had talked to Miss Sharon. Miss Sharon just got off a few minutes ago, and I had called and asked her. I said, I need to see if I can contact Major Joey Martin. She said, yeah. I said, you think he would love to be on our show? She said, I'm sure he will. She said, just call him. So I call you up again. Thank you so much for being a part of our show, and hopefully that you can come back again, okay? But again, we just wanted to say, Attorney Phyllis and I and our DJ, Terry, we just want to say thank you for your service.
Major Martin, what branch of the military did you serve in?
I'm a proud United States Marine Corps retiree.
All right. All right. I know there's something that you can say right now, being a former Marine. What's that little thing that y'all say?
Well, once a Marine, always a Marine, and it's Semper Fi, which is always faithful. Uh-huh. And so whenever we greet a fellow Marine, we'll either end the conversation by saying Semper Fi, and yeah. So
very nice, very nice. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much for calling in today. We really appreciate it. And we look forward to having you at our Safe Diversity Communities monthly outreach program. Right now, we're meeting virtually, but hopefully we'll be back seeing everybody face-to-face monthly. Have you been to any of our monthly outreach programs?
I have not. I mean, the last program that I was invited to was the celebration where Mrs. Scott was nice enough to honor myself and other veterans that were present. But now that Ms. Scott, you have my contact information, I am open to it. So you send me the invite, I will put it on my calendar and make sure that I'm there.
Right. I have a feeling based on the picture I'm seeing that he would be a good candidate for what is that Battle of the Bands at Butler Stadium?
Yeah.
What is that? Mm-hmm. that we do with the every year they have high school students come out and show off their band.
Yes.
And they also go around the Butler Stadium and do little competitions with each other. And it's a good way for the kids to meet with first responders and veterans and just have a very good day together until, of course, they have the tug of war tournament.
It's amazing.
At the end of what is that? I can't remember the name of the program though. I'm sorry.
No, the Spirit Day.
Spirit Day. Okay, and so at the end of Spirit Day, it's the kids versus the adults in a tug of war.
Yes,
so
the police officers, the fire department, the sheriff department, Metro Police. Oh boy, they tear them up. It's so much fun.
We're hoping to invite you to that next time we were able to have that at Butler Stadium. So
Next
are you
year.
game for tug of war?
I am in. I'm game for tug of war.
I love it.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in.
All right, you guys have a good day. Thank you.
Okay, and again, we would like to say happy Veterans Day to you, and thank you for your service.
And happy Thanksgiving.
And happy Thanksgiving.
Are you cooking?
Thank you. So I've recently changed my diet. I've decided to go vegan, so I'm still trying to figure out what Thanksgiving is going to look like this year.
Vegan. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Have a wonderful day.
Okay, so Mrs. Scott, I'm going to have to ask you now. What are you cooking for Thanksgiving? Your virtual Thanksgiving with your family?
I'm cooking nothing.
Okay, good.
It's going to be delivered to me.
Okay, all right. And your plans?
I don't have any plans yet.
Mr. DJ has no plans yet.
No plans yet.
She's asking you, Tarek, are you cooking?
I mean,
Apparently not.
yeah. As far as I go is milk and cereal and maybe eggs or something like that. So.
Weren't you supposed to already buy a turkey and start defrosting it?
No.
Already?
I don't know.
Defrosting it?
I don't know. What do you
Listen.
do with that? I don't do it. So
I know your mom gonna have some turkey. You don't like turkey?
I love turkey.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You just don't want to cook it, huh?
I just don't want to cook it.
I don't know. We have a few days, I guess, before Thanksgiving, so you still can do a little bit of planning.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize my son was off from school this week already.
Right. So that's right. So you gotta cook, huh?
I was like, I gotta cook. I gotta figure out what to do with him for a couple days. But we're
that's
really.
right. They are off this week, huh?
Mm-hmm. So have you already started shopping? I know was it Black Friday specials that have already started at the stores. Or even online? No? You've been good. You've been staying home.
I stay home. I don't go to the store. My daughter goes to the store and gets me everything I need, so I don't go to the grocery store.
Okay.
I stay at home, and she brings my food, and she brings whatever I need. She said, Mother, you don't need to go nowhere. So I stay at home and work and watch Lifetime and Hallmark. It's some beautiful movies on. Y'all need to watch it.
Yep.
On the
Hallmark.
TV.
Hallmark's always the holiday
It's the bomb.
season channel.
It's the
Yeah,
bomb.
absolutely.
Hallmark is the bomb. I love it.
Those happy fairy tale movies.
Oh, yeah.
I love them. Watch
They
them every
can
day.
happen.
Sure, I guess.
Fall in love in what, an hour and a half?
See, we already know what's gonna happen on the end. I love the endings.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
beautiful. I love it. That's my company keepers, Lifetime and Hallmark, and they got a new one. Attorney Phillips is called the Up TV.
Okay.
Y'all gotta check
I
that
have
out.
to
They
look
have
for
some of the
that.
same movies
Up
on
TV.
it.
Interesting.
Yeah, Up TV.
All right.
Okay.
See if
Check
you
it
can
out.
get it.
I mean, I'm still stuck on looking at Hulu. I see
Really?
whatever's good on Netflix.
Okay.
You know, I'm all over the place, starting new series. But okay, I will check on Up TV.
Okay.
So we wanted to talk a little bit about our virtual community outreach, mental health and wellness event.
Yes. We're celebrating our students.
So there was an essay that was written about social injustice.
Yeah, they're gonna have it on the 5th. They're gonna talk about social injustice, and then they have to do an art. What's that? They have to do a
Christmas theme. Okay.
Christmas theme, and then we're gonna see who the two winners gonna be, and they're gonna get a lot of prizes, the two winners from the essay and the art contest. So yeah, so we like to celebrate our students. Every month we celebrate our students.
So those of you that don't know, Mrs. Scott is the founder of Safe Diversity Communities. We are celebrating our 20-year anniversary this year.
Yes, we are.
And every month we have, the first Saturday of the month, we have a community outreach event. And so you can call in and find out more information about our upcoming event.
And our speakers are...
let's see. We have HPD Officer Raul Collins. I just started following him on Twitter. And then we have Tina Chandler DeSena. She is with Normal to Be Fit. We just have a caller. And who is our caller? Oh,
Yeah,
Doctor. Okay, so
Yes,
Dr. Roenberg.
Yes, you're ready.
Okay. So I looked on the HoustonSpecialtyClinic.com website just to kind of, check out Dr. Roenberg. And I thought, well, I'm going to copy and print his publications. For his clinical research, I copied and pasted all of everything he had listed on a Word document and have pages of listings of his clinical research. What I had done was sent out a post on Facebook asking if anybody knew of a possible speaker for epilepsy, because November is Epilepsy Awareness Month. And I had one parent that was bragging about Dr. Roenberg and his care and his personality is fun, but he's also very well educated, very well a very good doctor, obviously, and probably a good writer. I'll have to look at these publications of his, but he is a board certified pediatric neurologist. And he has had a brain injury and sleep specialist. He is a director for the Academy of Diagnostic Sleep and EEG Center. He volunteers at the UT Health Sciences Center, Houston. And he is just wonderful. We'd like to get him started before we move on to the next segment. So take it away, Dr. Roenberg.
Hello. Thank you so much. It sounds like you were talking to my mother to help to get that ode together. I mean, that wasn't just an introduction. That was wow. I'm pretty I'm healthy, by the way. You don't just saying such a nice thing. But it's a pleasure. It's really a pleasure to be invited, and I want to be most helpful for you and for your listeners because it's. I mean, to summarize such a topic in 20 minutes is kind of daunting. What do you think is most important for your listening audience? I mean, there's so many great, exciting things happening in neurology these days, and it used to be that neurologists would, as they say, diagnose and adios, and now there's so much that one can do with therapeutics and for managing illness that I wanted to be as helpful as possible for the listeners today.
Well, thank you, Doctor. One of my things is that I have a child with autism, and usually there's a comorbidity involved when you have a child on the spectrum. And so with him, his other condition is ADHD, but we're going to speak later to a parent who has a child on the spectrum and has epilepsy. I also have a couple of family members that have been afflicted with epilepsy or seizures. And I was just, it's a very mysterious condition as far as I'm concerned. It's my understanding that it can happen to anybody, pretty much at any time. There's about 2 or 3 million people in the United States that have the diagnosis. I wasn't sure if you could bring light to what may cause it. How would you even know if someone was suffering from a seizure, and what you should do if you're with someone with a seizure?
Well, okay, so...
if they can ever overcome it.
Okay, and if there's a way to overcome epilepsy.
Sure. Well, so indeed, it's a very common problem that people don't talk about. So, for every 5 people you know with asthma, there should be 1 person you know with epilepsy, and it's in the shadows. So in Texas, there are about the estimates are there are about 300,000 people in Texas, and about with active epilepsy, and about 50,000 children. So the thing about epilepsy is it's for many people it's time bound. You can have epilepsy and then it can go away, or it can go into remission. And unfortunately, like 30% of people with epilepsy remain refractory, or basically medications don't work in about 30% of the first 2 medications don't work in about 30%. The other challenge is that a lot of people don't perceive epilepsy as an illness in itself. They're just kind of seizures. And epilepsy has several comorbidities, including educational problems, including educational problems, mood problems, depression, academic, functional problems in career, and it also affects sleep and nutrition, and so it's an illness. It's not just the seizures. And so as far as how to recognize, of course, if someone has a convulsion, we respond to that kind of like the YouTube videos of cats responding to cucumbers. We are hardwired to freak out when we see a seizure. And I'm not wise enough to know why, but we see that you see that a lot, and parents go into this high def a PTSD like memory function, memory state when their kids are having seizures. But the thing is that seizures can be subtle, and they can be short. So 80% of seizures end in less than 3 minutes. They can be intermittent alterations in awareness. And but the important thing is that epilepsy is one of the definitions is it requires you to have more than 1 seizure, or it's a tendency to have seizures. And so it's hard. It's hard to define them. But the most important thing for parents to know is that the seizures that are bad for your brain are the ones where you have 30 minutes of tonic-clonic seizures, where it's not subtle. Those are the convulsions that we all imagine. The people can get hurt with shorter seizures for sure, and there's a very scary thing called sudden death from epilepsy that occurs in the yearly risk for people with epilepsy is about 0.1%. So there are other things to be aware of. But as far as recognizing a seizure, what I tell parents is, in families, is to be aware of their child. They're not right. Trust their instincts. The parents, your family, people around you, they're the best test in medicine. There's no MRI that really substitutes for that. So seeing a physician, if there's an alteration in awareness or behavior that just doesn't make sense, I recommend people go to see their doctors.
Very good. We're going to take a quick break. We'd like to continue with you at the after the commercials, and we as a guest speaker we have your mom. No, I'm playing. So we will we'll see you right after. We'll pick up with you right after the commercials.
Well, great.
You are tuned in to the most The Bung station of Houston, Radio The Bung 99.5 FM.
जिंदगी में हादसा एक बार होता है, पर हमेशा याद रहता है। एक्सीडेंट हो जाए तो कौन आपके बिल्स पे करेगा? आपको जरूरत है एक ऐसे अटॉर्नी की जो आपके साथ खड़ा रहे। जेम्स पर्किंस आपके हक के लिए इंश्योरेंस कंपनी से लड़ेगा। जेम्स पर्किंस आपके हक का पैसा आपको दिलवाएगा। जेम्स पर्किंस आपका केस जीतेगा तभी अपनी फीस लेगा। जेम्स पर्किंस 30 साल से पर्सनल इंजरी और एक्सीडेंट क्लेम केसेस जीत रहा है। अपने केस की फ्री असेसमेंट करवाएं, आपकी जबान में बात करें। अभी कॉल करें 713-781-0660 713-781-0660.
You're protective of your money, and why wouldn't you be? You work hard, you stick to a budget, you save. So you deserve a company that has your budget in mind. At Discount Power, we care for our customers by offering affordable electricity to fit your lifestyle. Just because it's an essential doesn't mean it needs to be expensive. That means more money to do more of the things you want. Discount Power. Why pay more for electricity? Visit discountpowertx.com and sign up now. PUCT number 10177.
कोई नई बात नहीं, जमाना जानता है और मानता भी है हम कौन हैं, हम क्या हैं।
बाबा ने मुझे यही सिखाया है, मेहनत, हिम्मत और बहादुरी।
हमने अगली नस्ल को न सिर्फ बताया बल्कि करके भी दिखाया।
सुबह से अपनी टोयोटा पे शहर के हर कोने कोने में बिजनेस ढूंढना।
बरखुरदार टोयोटा गाड़ी बाकमाल है, हमेशा साथ निभाती है। फ्यूल इफिशिएंसी में लासानी, जब एतबार हो, भरोसा हो, इंसान अपनी मंजिल पे बासानी पहुंच जाता है।
लेकिन मजा तो सबको अपने साथ लेकर चलने में है। स्टर्लिंग में कॉल टोयोटा की शाहिद उस्मानी की मिसाल ले लें।
लोग साथ आते गए और कारवां बनता गया। अपनी टोयोटा पे हमेशा भरोसा करें। कॉल करें शाहिद उस्मानी 713-270-3948 713-270-3948।
रिपोर्टिंग फ्रॉम रेडियो दबंग। जी हाँ लिसनर्स, इस वक्त मैं मौजूद हूँ एन उस शादी में जहाँ के खाने ने धूम मचा रखी है। बारातियों का सारा ध्यान दुल्हा दुल्हन के बजाय खाने पर है। आए बारातियों से पूछते हैं, जी तो क्या आप बता सकते हैं कि टेम्पुरा केटरिंग की क्या खास बात है?
मेन्यू लाजवाब है साहब। शादी का खाना अच्छा हो तो हमेशा याद रहता है, और इस खाने का जायका वाह। टेम्पुरा केटरिंग जिंदाबाद।
बहुत शुक्रिया आपका।
बैठिए मैडम, कहाँ जा रही हैं? अभी तो मैंने बहुत कुछ नहीं बताया। वीकडेज पे इनका बफे है। गोट बिरयानी, बीफ हलीम, चिकन कढ़ाई, चिकन टिक्का मसाला, चिकन मलाई बोटी, बीफ गोला कबाब, लाहौरी फ्राइड फिश, टेम्पुरा फ्राइड चिकन, और वीकेंड्स पे हलवा पूरी।
Tempura Halal Indo-Pak Grills, FM 1960, Hillcroft, Antoine. For directions and phone number to a location near you, visit tempurahalal.com. That's tempurahalal.com.
Zoom Science can do it all, from designing your marketing needs and printing them with fast service and quality products. We can print business cards, brochures, flyers, and all your signage needs like banners, window decals, magnets, flags, and much more. Call or email us now at sales@zoomsign.com. sales@xoomsign.com. Order now and receive 20% off your first order. Call us 832-538-0086. 832-538-0056. Zoom Science.
Welcome back to the Embracing Diversity show. I'm Leona Filis, and I'm with Thelma Scott. And we have on the line Dr. Roenberg.
Hello, hello.
Hi. You still there, Dr. Roenberg?
All right.
We just want to make sure you're still with us.
Tell us a little bit about Houston Specialty Clinic.
Well, we're a private practice and independent. So we have relationships with Texas Children's and with the Herman System and the Women's Hospital, the HCA system. And so what we try to do is take care of people and families with an illness. We're not stovepiped and we're accessible, but we also are keeping up the academic gold standards that are available nearby. So my partner's a pulmonologist, and I'm the neurology guy.
All right, and it sounds like you're also interested in neurogenetics and non-surgical epilepsy treatments. What are some of the treatments that you have explored that have helped some of your patients?
Well, so the one that's been in the news recently has been CBD. The Texas Compassionate Use Program was started about the advocacy for it started 4 or 5 years ago by some very great parents, and it's been long known that CBD can treat epilepsy, and they actually got it through the legislature, and then again broadened the criteria in the last couple of years. So that program has been really great as far as improving the lives of my patients, both the ones with just epilepsy, and then also the families of kids with autism.
Oh, nice. Very good to know. So what are some of the signs that maybe some of us can look for if we're with a family member that may be experiencing an epileptic seizure?
Oh, well, so the what I tell parents and all people is if they want to get a basic life support training, they should, because they're going to help another person or another person's child far more likely than their own. It's great to have that feeling, though, of confidence. You can handle things. But certainly convulsion is something that really stands out. That people can faint, and that has some different characteristics to it. But it can be as subtle as repeatedly staring or checking out. There are a lot of people who have absence epilepsy where they have a series of wrinkles in time, and they just miss the parts of their life when the video is edited out. So it can be subtle, but the basic issue is for families and for parents to say, that's not right, and to go ask the doctor.
Good. So thank you so very much. And so how can people find you if they want more information about you and your clinic and also about epilepsy?
Oh, sure. Well, I mean, there's the Epilepsy Foundation of Texas has some excellent resources. By the way, there's a law now that teachers in the public schools need to be trained on how to recognize and respond to epilepsy. So that's another great step forward for the state. But if you Google me and Houston Specialty Clinic, we can hopefully be found that way.
All right.
So,
thank you so much.
All right. It was nice talking with you, and thank you so much for calling in. We hope that you would join our show at another time.
Yes.
happy to help. I think education and empowerment and realizing that we're one community is really important. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, and have a happy Thanksgiving.
You too. You all stay well. Stay away from doctors, please.
We will.
Next up, we have someone that's going to offer us the parent's perspective on raising a child who has epilepsy. We have Miss Eva Scott Orlop. Good afternoon, Miss Orlop. So we're going to be getting Miss Orlop on. She is the wonderful mother of a handsome young man who has special needs. He has epilepsy, and he's also on the autism spectrum. He's also nonverbal. So knowing these cues are very important on to how to be able to spot a sign that indicates that someone's going to be going into duress and have an epileptic seizure. Are you on, Miss Orlop?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
I can now.
How you doing, Miss Orlop? How you doing? Thank you for coming on.
I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on today.
Well, I'm excited to talk to you. I want to know, how old is your child?
My son is 18.
Just, a week or two ago?
Oh, yes. He just turned 18 last week.
Very good. And now, how long has he suffered from having seizures?
Well, he has had grand mal seizures from epilepsy ever since he was about 2 years old.
So I'm going to stop you right there because I've heard that phrase, grand mal seizures, and I don't exactly know what that means. What is that?
All right. Yeah. Well, a grand mal seizure is one where it basically affects every part of their body. They flap around like a fish. They can drool. They can lose kind of consciousness. They're not aware of their surroundings. It can be where their arms are flailing, their legs are flailing, their whole body. It's almost like being electrocuted by lightning. That's what it looks like. That's what I can compare it to. It's like being electrocuted by lightning, and you're helpless. You're just watching them, just trying to ensure that they are able to breathe. There's nothing covering, their mouth or their head, or that their head is supported where they're not. Can you imagine if they're jerking so harshly? Where, like, I have a tile floor. So you never want them to be doing that on the tile floor. You have to run and get a pillow. You know what I'm saying? Make sure he doesn't hit the tile floor, or there's just all these things you have to constantly be aware of. Their surroundings,
And your son, you said the first seizure was, how old was he?
He was 2 years old at the time.
Okay. Oh, my goodness.
Yes, we've been dealing with this for a long time, but being a parent, you either learn or, it's do or die. You learn, so you learn every way to just make it as easy for them as possible and as comfortable for them as possible and battle it together. You're their biggest advocate,
So I believe you had said something to me in a previous conversation about a change in his medication may have triggered a series of seizures. Is it?
Yes. Okay. So medications. Let's talk medications for just a bit. Medications, they sometimes work and they sometimes don't. The thing with epilepsy is every person's epilepsy is different, and there's so many different types of seizures and so many different underlying things that goes along with it that one medication that may work for one person totally does not work in a different person. And so it's kind of like a trial and error. Mm-hmm. And so when the doctors put them on medications, just like with any pharmaceutical medication, you have side effects to deal with that. And sometimes, you go, like when they're little, let's say you're a new parent and you just discover that your child has epilepsy. Okay, well then they say, based on what you're telling us, we're going to put them on this medication, and you try it, and it doesn't work. And then you try a second one, and it doesn't work. And you try a third one, and it doesn't work. And then you try a fourth one, and maybe the fourth one works. But, there's all this other stuff that you have to deal with it. So it's kind of a trial and error thing. For instance, you can have weight gain and extreme aggression and sleep in class all day. It can be a host of things,
So you find something that works, and then maybe in a month or two, because he's growing and changing, it may stop working. And then you have to try something new.
Yes, absolutely. And sometimes you can try them all and they don't work, or sometimes just there isn't an existing medication that works perfectly.
So if you're out in public and you're with your son, and if he has a seizure, what would be the ideal situation for other people that are around you? What would be ideal for them to do to help support you when your son's having a seizure?
The first thing I worry about, there's actually a couple of things. The first thing I worry about is his surroundings. If he hits the floor, is the floor a hard surface, a soft surface? Is there something that I can, a way that I can, even if I have to get on the floor and put my thigh underneath his head where he's not head injured, because we always, just like in football or anything else, you want to protect the head, And when someone's having a grand mal seizure, their head is uncontrollably moving, and so you just want to make sure that he's not being head injured as far as hitting the ground over and over repeatedly. And the second thing would be timing. Is you have to totally be aware of when the seizure starts and how long it's lasting. Because if the seizure lasts over, I would say, 5 minutes or a little bit over 5 minutes, then you really need to call 911.
Okay.
Because it starts to put them in, I would say, duress. Their systems in a duress. Because during a seizure, it's almost like when you restart a computer and you hit the reset button and kind of everything shuts down and then it starts back up again. Seizures are like that. It's almost like everything is shutting down for a moment. Everything's firing off a million different directions in their brain, and it's shutting down, and then it restarts.
Wow.
And so, you just have to be very careful and just kind of watch the clock and make sure it's not lasting too long, because it could cause permanent brain damage and other hosts of issues.
Wow, that was a wonderful analogy. Thank you so much. We're actually out of time and want to actually have you back on as a guest later on, if that's okay. Is that okay with you, Mrs. Scott?
Yes, we would love to have her back on. Love to.
All right, Ms. Orlap, thank you so much. And then thank you also to our other guests that called in, Major Martin and Sergeant Howard and Dr. Roenberg.
Jenkins.
And Sharon Jenkins. We had such a great show today.
Yes.
Mrs. Scott, anything you want to tell anybody?
Well, okay, let me have closing words for my DJ, or we tell everybody how the Thanksgiving close. Closing words for my DJ. What you like to say?
Oh, I mean, I hope everybody has a great and safe Thanksgiving. Stay away from COVID. Don't invite COVID into your home. And, hope you enjoy your turkey. And if you're vegan, I hope you enjoy your tofu or whatever.
There you go. Spice it up good.
Yes. Well, I just wanted to say thank all of our guests today. You guys did a wonderful job. And I just wanted to say the same as our fantastic DJ says, enjoy your turkey and make sure that you follow the CDC rules and make sure you wear your mask, wash your hands, and practice social distancing and don't eat too much turkey. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving to you guys.
All right. Thank you, sweetheart.
Bye.